Hey everyone, do you ever wonder what an angel really looks like? I mean, I've seen them in movies. They were usually some pretty good-looking guy or gal in a robe with a big white wing sticking out behind them. You know what I'm talking about, right? But that's just Hollywood telling the stories they want to tell. Are those really what angels look like? Well, let me ask you this. When it comes to heaven, whose face do you want to be more like, an angel's or God's? Well, since we can't see God's face either, because Scripture says no man can see God and live, I guess we'll have to settle for an angel then. Well, if so, buckle up your seatbelts, folks, because what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. I'm the host. Welcome to the channel where we bring you the most amazing and inspiring stories of all time. And today we're going to explore the real face of an angel. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and enjoy the show. You may not like what you're about to see, but I assure you, you won't forget it. Ever since the dawn of mankind, angels have fascinated us. We ponder their ethereal beauty, immense power, and the secrets of their existence. When we imagine these heavenly beings, we often picture gentle wings and glowing faces. However, the reality as depicted in ancient texts may leave you surprised and humbled. Angels, particularly those closest to the divine throne, are shrouded in mystery, and their true forms are too sacred for mortal comprehension. The Seraphim, the order of angels closest to God, are rarely depicted with human faces. In fact, they are usually depicted as having multiple faces of animals, such as lions, oxen, eagles, and human faces, signifying wisdom, strength, freedom, and divinity respectively. This symbolizes their multifaceted nature and their ability to represent different aspects of the divine. The book of Ezekiel provides a vivid description of the cherubim as colossal beings with 4 wings and 4 faces. Their wheels were also set aflame, and they moved swiftly at God's command. These descriptions convey the cherubim's association with divine presence, power, and swiftness. So when it comes to angels, particularly the highest orders of the Seraphim and Cherubim, the idea of them having a human face is more of a symbolic representation rather than a literal one. Their true forms are too transcendent and holy for human understanding and perception. Ezekiel, who was a prophet in the Old Testament, had a vision of the divine chariot and its heavenly beings. He described 4 living creatures with 4 faces each having 4 wings. The first creature had 4 human faces. It's important to note that these are not depicted as regular humans, but rather as representations of humanity. As we delve deeper into Ezekiel's vision, we encounter additional details that contribute to our understanding of these enigmatic beings. In his vision, Ezekiel saw these creatures moving in different directions. One went forward, one went backward, one to the right, and one to the left. Each of these movements symbolize different aspects of divine activity and presence. Together, they represent a comprehensive view of God's multifaceted nature and his interaction with humanity. Another key element in Ezekiel's vision is the number 4. Each creature had 4 faces and 4 wings, and they moved in 4 directions. The significance of the number 4 points towards stability, completeness, and the 4 elements. It represents a harmonious balance and comprehensiveness in God's creation and his plan for humanity. The creatures were described as having many eyes, which symbolized omniscience and constant vigilance. This depiction emphasizes God's all-seeing nature and his unwavering attention to his creation. The eyes represent a means of perceiving and comprehending the spiritual realm, something beyond the capabilities of the natural human eye. It's the combination of these elements, the human face representing humanity, the 4 directions symbolizing comprehensiveness, and the eyes alluding to omniscience, creates a complex and profound image of the divine chariot. We often think of angels as having a singular purpose, delivering messages or intervening in human affairs. But the truth is far more profound. Angels are not merely messengers or agents of divine will. They are the very essence of God's presence and power. To understand their true nature, we must look beyond the traditional imagery of wings and halos. The Seraphim, the highest order of angels, serve as God's eternal praise singers, their ceaseless chant of "Holy, holy, holy," echoing through the heavenly realms. Their 6 wings, a symbol of their limitless capacity for love and devotion, are forever spread in adoration of the divine. But it is their faces, They're faces that hold the deepest mysteries. Imagine a radiant light, not blinding, but illuminating, emanating from their very beings. This is the closest glimpse we can get to the seraphim's true faces, for they are too holy for any mortal to behold and live. In that light, we see the reflection of God's own essence, the purity, the perfection, and the infinite love that define the seraphim. Let us not turn away from the darkness, for in the shadows cast by the seraphim's wings we see another truth. Their 6 wings, while symbols of their devotion, also speak of their separation from humanity. We are but creatures of dust, destined to return to dust. But the seraphim, with their ethereal forms, are beings of light and flame, forever untouched by the corruption and decay that mark our earthly existence. And then there are the cherubim, mighty guardians of God's throne. Unlike the seraphim, the cherubim are not content to simply adore and praise. They are active, powerful beings, therefore faces, each a reflection of God's wisdom, strength, freedom, and divinity, drive forward on 4 wings, ever vigilant, ever ready to execute the will of the Most High. Their eyes, like those of the seraphim, are all-seeing, perceiving all things, leaving nothing hidden from their sight. Their mouths, with their multifaceted utterances, proclaim God's glory and pronounce His judgments. Their hands, strong and swift, execute His commands with unwavering precision. And their feet, firm and steadfast, never waver, never falter, forever rooted in the purpose of their divine calling. But what of their wheels? Those wheels of fire, turning and churning, ever in motion, are not mere accessories. They are the very essence of the cherubim's power. Through these wheels they move swiftly and silently through the heavenly realms, carrying out their sacred duties with unmatched celerity. Oh, the wheels of the cherubim! How they blaze with celestial fire, how they flash with otherworldly brilliance. They are the chariots of the gods, the instruments of divine will, and they roll forward, unstoppable, inexorable, carrying the very weight of heaven upon their fiery rims. Yet despite their awesome power, the cherubim are not to be feared, for they are servants of the Most High, their every action, word, and thought directed towards the fulfillment of His purpose. They are the embodiment of divine order, the personification of heavenly law. They are the cherubim, the embodiment of God's glory, the guardians of His throne. And in their multifaceted forms, we catch a glimpse of the infinite complexity and majesty of the divine. These beings are too glorious, too transcendent, too holy for us to truly comprehend. Yet their visions, recorded in the ancient texts, serve as a reminder of the inspiring wonders that lie beyond our earthly ken. They challenge us to push past the limitations of our perception, to strive to see beyond the confines of the physical world. As we ponder the mysteries of these heavenly beings, let us remember that we are but humble mortals, granted a glimpse of the divine. Let us marvel at the splendor of the seraphim and the cherubim, recognizing that their glory far exceeds our limited understanding. Let us contemplate the depths of their devotion, their wisdom, and their power, and let us strive to align our hearts and minds with the divine will. For in doing so, we open ourselves to the possibility of seeing beyond the veil, of catching a glimpse of the heavenly realms and the glorious beings that inhabit them. The faces of the angels are not just a subject of artistic interpretation or theological debate. They are a portal to the transcendent, a window to the divine. And as we gaze through this window, let us be humbled, let us be inspired, and let us be transformed by the overwhelming majesty of the heavenly host. Thanks for watching. What did you think of today's video? Which part did you like the most? Tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing videos like this. See you next time.